Hey there friends, I'm working my way through these requests from Patreon and we have another tune breakdown for you this week. This time we're looking at Fire on the Mountain, coming from the playing of Isham Mundy of Kentucky. This is a little bit of a different version of Fire on the Mountain. I'm not sure if it's related to the other versions of Fire on the Mountain, but I'm sure there's a connection there somewhere. Sounds quite different though. Let me play it to you first and then we'll break it down. We're going to be working on using cross tuning this week. I have my fiddle tuned to cross G. If you're using a 4-string fiddle, we've got our G and our D string as is. And then we have our A and our E string tuned down a tone to G and D as well. If you have a 5-string like me, I like to put my 5th string right down to a low G so that we have kind of like a low octave. So I have G, G, D, G, D. I like to go for a lower tuned cross tuning. It's a little safer. I'm not going to be asking you guys to add tension to your instrument and potentially break your strings, but instead we're just going to be releasing tension, making our A and our E string a little lower. It's a little safer. That way I know that you're not going to break strings, although be careful when you tune them back up. If you listen to the source recording of Isham Mundy playing this Fire on the Mountain, he actually has his fiddle tuned as low as cross F. So it's even a whole tone lower than where I have my fiddle here. So you can really choose any note to make a cross tuning with. It's just going to get more and more floppy as we move down. But I think G is a good place to play this. Okay, let's have a look at that a little slower. I'll let you get close to my left hand so you can kind of see where I'm putting my fingers. Make sure that when we're using this cross tuning, you kind of know where your unisons are. G string and D string, it's normal, right? Like 4th finger is a unison. On the D string, our next string up is the A string. So our 3rd finger is going to be the unison there. So that's just really good to know, like, where does the note repeat? 3rd finger on the D string is where the next string starts. And then again, as with the lower string, our 4th finger on the A string is the unison with the higher string. Hi there folks, I just wanted to interrupt and say if you're enjoying this lesson and you're getting something out of it, I'd love it if you could check out my Patreon page. It's Patreon/George Jackson. I put a lot of this content up for free on YouTube, but if you're getting something out of it, it's just $5 a month on my Patreon. You can sign up for just 1 month if you want. Download all the music you can find. Have a look at a bunch of different lessons, years worth of content at this point, so it's really worth it, and you can cancel anytime. Thanks for checking that out. Thanks for helping me out. Appreciate you being here, and let's get back to the lesson. Okay, let's have a look at my bowing hand. I'm mostly going to be using a lot of figure 8 bows in this arrangement of the tune. There's a few other things thrown in there, something that I call a scoop bow, where we have a down bow followed by an up scoop, like a rock across the strings that kind of resembles a little bit of a scooping action with the tip of your bow. In the B part, we also have a really interesting rhythm that's going to look at the combination of 2 figure 8 bows followed by a down and 3 beats up. So down, up, rock, and. Down, up, rock, and. So it's figure 8, down, up, rock, and down with a scoop. The combination of those 3 things. Sounds like some sort of code, but just some bow rocking. It'll make sense, hopefully. Okay, so when we're thinking about what sort of bowing I'm using on this one, there's a lot of this figure 8 bow that's going on. And when I mean figure 8 bow, if you haven't worked on that before, it's kind of like with each change of bow direction, we're rocking from a higher string to a lower string. So down bow here, we kind of rock from the E string to the A string. And then on the up bow, we also rock from the E string to the A string. And that kind of makes this figure 8 movement with the heel of our bow. So that's the quick version of that. I'm doing a lot of that. So if we look at our A part here, you can see that that's just figure 8 bows the whole time. And that keeps going. That's where I really change it. It does figure 8 bows right up until that. Figure 8, and then this C sharp note here. it's a little bit different. Down and rock rather than figure 8. And then the ending. So the notes. And I'm kind of doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, figure 8, figure 8, figure 8, and scoop bow. So down and scoop. And scoop. And when I mean scoop bow, it's kind of like that big rock from a low string to a high string. Kind of as if you're almost taking a scoop of ice cream with the tip of your bow. So we've got these groupings of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Down, up, hold, down, up, hold, or down, up, rock, down, up, rock. And then we've got figure 8s. Down and scoop. And that's really as complex as the bowing gets in the A part there, because it's just, other than that, it's just these figure 8s. Figure 8s. Okay, the B part changes a little bit. Kind of get that sort of cadence going on quite a lot. It's like figure 8, figure 8. All of that together, it's kind of like figure 8, down, up, rock, down and scoop. Figure 8, down, up, rock, down and scoop. Kind of makes this rhythm. So our first phrase. We've got figure 8, down, up, rock, down, and scoop. And our second phrase. Then the first phrase again. Down, up, rock, down, and scoop. And our last phrase, we kind of kick back to just the figure 8s. With a rock at the end, with a down and scoop at the end. When we think about what double stops I'm using here, it's mostly drones on the lower string. Let's have a look at this A part here. I'm just droning on the lower string. rocking onto the lower string, you know, using it as a pivot. So pivoting off the string with the melody. So that's all just droning with lower strings. Let's have a look at the B part. Mostly drones as well. This is the one time when I'm kind of going to use a chord that's not just a lower string drone, but I'm going to put out my first finger down on the G string and leave my D string open in order to get that 5 chord. So that's the one time when I'm kind of modifying the chord here. Other than that, it's all just the string below. We can, of course, like add some chords if we want to be more interesting. There's a chord for the 1. We could put our 3rd finger down on the kind of C note and chord with our 1st finger, which is the melody note. And then we could add that 2nd finger if we wanted. So there are other options, but mostly I'm just using a low string drone. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it's cleared things up for Fire on the Mountain from Isham Monday. That's a really fun tune. It's not one that we played on the Old Time 100, so hopefully that's a great new tune that you can take your jam session. I'll keep working my way through those requests for you. All right, we'll catch you soon.